just touched down in the city. You know I bring hella vibes with me. Me and my girls gon' ride out. Oh yeah, we outside now.
I do not like to be reactive, but yesterday we woke up to the unfortunate news of the woman who had set her husband ablaze in Akwa Ibom. And there were a lot of comments all over the internet talking about how the woman should try to control her anger, about how she needs to be emotionally intelligent, and just one message on her husband's phone, and she set her husband ablaze. And all of the things people were saying just put me in a very talkative mood. And then we found marriage counselors jumping on it and talking about, oh, if people need their services. And as you can expect, many of those services again were targeted towards women. And I'm like, why are we normalizing irresponsibility in men, a lack of accountability in men, and then say, oh, the women should be the one taking more responsibility, the women should be the one being more accountable? But then if only one party is taking responsibility, if only one party is being accountable, the marriage will not work, because it takes two to tango. The two people really need to be accountable and responsible. But it's just that, especially in African communities and in many contexts in Nigeria, men just feel like they can do anything that they want and they'll go scot-free. And a lot of women are going through trauma. It's not hunger, it's not emotional intelligence. This is trauma. There's also the issue of I forgive me for digressing. Should a woman ask a man out? Why would you ask a man out? That is an aberration in itself too. A man that cannot be responsible enough to ask you out is not responsible enough to be your husband. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants from life. He will be a cheat. Though he's scared, he doesn't want to be told a no. Being told no is part of life. Please let us, all of these aberrations, they need to stop. And more importantly, this is a systemic issue. It's not about attacking anybody's character, attacking the woman's character. That is not the way forward. This is a systemic issue, and we are not working together to address it and come up with solutions, because the most important thing is, what is the way forward? So later on, there was more information that it was actually the man that was threatening to set his wife ablaze. Like, I don't even know, make the story make sense. The wife sees a message on the phone that shows that you're being unfaithful, and then you start joking with her that you will set her ablaze. Like, I don't even know, I'm just weak in my, I'm just weak. Then in the process, there was an accident, and then you set yourself ablaze. So it was like, oh, in the hospital, he now finally exonerated his wife, so the wife will not be killed. And then when issues like this happen, then you now say maybe first-degree murder. First-degree murder, then you now kill the mother, or maybe it was the wife that killed the husband, or it was the husband that killed the wife, you now kill the man. And if they had children, render those children orphans. These are bigger issues, and we need to have a better way of addressing these issues. Then we also need to, most importantly, focus on prevention. How do we prevent these kind of things from becoming the order of the day?
These birds, they'll just be pooping everywhere. Shameless birds. Hey, níjọba tó lè kọ́ toilet fún yín ni. You don't have a government that can build you a toilet or a shalanga. Very annoying creatures. Where are they? They are ashamed. They are nowhere to be found. You poo somewhere, then you run away, running away from your own shit. All of that food I ate yesterday is giving me indigestion, and that is it. When you finish eating something, you cannot get it back. my plan was that plantain, I will eat it 3 times. But when I took the 3 I wanted to eat, my spirit said, take the remaining 1 into the fridge. Take the remaining suya into the fridge. I'm like, let it stay there. I finished the plantain. I finished the suya. As I was eating the plantain and eating the suya, my stomach was playing me. I'm like, it is sweet. It is sweet in your mouth. But what is it doing to your body? So this morning I woke up with indigestion. You know all the signs that you'll be belching. Yeah, I woke up with it this morning. But it has gone now. It has gone now. And I'm like, all my days of 010, I cannot eat food again without it turning into indigestion. My stomach can no longer have the capacity for 011. No. This must change. Man. So yeah, I don't normally eat much. Because of intermittent fasting and all that. But then, I am still the same way that I am. Who did I offend? I don't want to be the same yesterday, today, and forever. I want to lose weight. I want to be a Slim Shady. Anyway, that's the dilemma. Then the second dilemma, which is really none of my it's my issue. It's really all of our issues. Because now, when you look at this woman now, that just burnt her husband to death, people are isolating the event, saying she just saw a message on her phone and went to burn her husband. And people are analyzing it on an individual level. Whereas this is a systemic issue. The other time to that Uber driver, the wife was sick. She ended up dying. We're analyzing issues on an individual level and analyzing people's character, saying, oh, she has to learn how to manage her anger. Yes, that is important. Teenagers need to learn anger management. Teenagers have to learn contentment so that when they marry, it's not because, oh, maybe this man has money or this woman has money. But I just feel like there's a but let me just say the things as they come to my mind. Now you're saying she saw one message on her phone. You are lying. You don't know what you're saying. This woman has lived with this man for 6 months. She did not just see one message and burnt her husband. Now I'm not saying, oh, she burnt her husband. Is it right? Is it wrong? That's not what I'm saying. I'm analyzing what people are analyzing and that it doesn't make sense. She didn't just see one message and burnt her husband. That is a woman that is scorned. That is a woman that felt like she's trapped for life. And in her mental health of devastation, she did not know what to do to be out of that bondage. Because even if your husband is cheating from a woman to another woman, women are different. We know we are 7 billion people in the world, 8 billion, maybe 4 billion women. Even if your husband is cheating, but he comes home, he manages his outside relationship and his inside relationship. He's not rude, he's not condescending. You still see in him somebody that can be a good father. He still provides for the home. He's still kind. Even if he's cheating, you will count the negatives and the positives, and you keep praying that he will change his philandering ways. If it's only that he's philandering, although there's the issue of you can bring STD home, you can bring HIV or other things home. But one message is not enough for anybody to burn their husband. And everybody saying she only saw one message. You people are taking sides because you don't know what she has gone through those 6 months and you are being unkind. Number 2, now this woman, now you take her to jail, or I don't know what the punishment for that kind of issue is. Then the other one, that he did not burn the wife to death, but he killed her too. He killed her through psychological abuse and trauma. He killed her too. That one now, maybe he will be free. I think the family of the woman said he needs to pay like compensation, then he will be free. Whatever punishment for the one that woman that burns the wife to death is the same punishment for the man that neglected his wife, gave her psychological abuse until she died. But now I'm saying that it's a systemic issue, because it's almost like we are waiting for the next thing to happen and we're not addressing the problems. Why do women feel trapped in their marriages? Why do men feel that I've married her, I own her? They say that according to Neze view, that he will be saying that he has married the man now, the woman now, that all of them, all the colleagues of the woman that don't used to respect him, they should not start respecting him. He married her, what they say, trophy wife. He married her to be able to brag and lord over her and feel like, oh, he has married an accomplished woman. And that's why, do not be unequally yoked. Spiritually, you are not on the same level. Financially, you are not on the same level. Although sometimes financial issues is a lot. It might not be possible for both of you to be on the same level financially. But then intellectually, spiritually, you people don't think alike. And because you want to marry, you just go and marry somebody because you are in love. This concept of being in love, we need to calm down. We really need to calm down in society. We need to calm down. Oh, I want to have children. I want to be somebody's mother. See, all of this desperation doesn't end well. Because marriage is work. Even when you finally choose the right person, marriage is work. Now, considering when you allow societal issues or your own personal anxieties and fears to take the front stage, to take the center stage when you're choosing, it wouldn't end well. So I wrote down some things which I hope encapsulate some of the things I wanted to say, which I did not get to. I said that we talk about this issue as if it involves two individuals, but it is not an individual issue. And we are just pointing accusing fingers and judging and saying stuff that we don't know. Because you do not live with her in her trouble. You do not live with her for those 6 months to be able to say only one message and she went to burn her husband. It wasn't just one message. It was a mess of 6 months. And she's a woman scorned. She's a woman in bondage. She's a woman trapped. And she just wanted to escape. She just like the lady that just died, that jumped the fence. There were criminals in her house. But she allowed her fears. Perhaps those criminals might not have shot her. But she felt like I'm in a dangerous situation. Let me jump over the fence. So she burnt her husband to death. But she was looking for a means of escape. And judge me all you can. And I'm not being heartless. We have lost somebody. We lose people. We keep losing people. We just, like I said, that we are all complicit. We are all guilty. We sit and gloat waiting for the next. What are we doing? How are we investing in teenagers to make sure that they have sense, even with all the senselessness, bad government, corruption, economic problems happening in Nigeria? How are we helping people to still have sense? Hold on to God. This kind of issues cannot be analyzed on an individual level. We have to think deeply. People that do research on this kind of issues, maybe take the Nigerian case and maybe find 5 people that the husbands were killed by the wives, and maybe 5 people that the wives killed the man, and just analyze it and see how we can help people from getting into this kind of trauma. Because that's what the devil wants. The devil wants people to just be in deeper and deeper problem. And please, marriage is, you have to be contented, you have to be happy. Marriage can never give you any of those things. If you don't have your own money and you feel you want to marry somebody because you want them to be taking care of all your bills, just make sure you're a good Christian and marry a good Christian. Be a good Muslim, marry a good Muslim. And just be contented. There are too many unnecessary expectations. Men in Africa and men in Nigeria, they are so condescending. They are so condescending. I pray God will help all of us, and we will stop attacking human beings and say, oh, she has anger issue, or she should not have controlled her emotions. The emotions that she controlled for 6 months. Give us some credit, please. But yeah, please, overall, please marry right. Marry right, be patient. Because right now, I'm so scared of marriage. They say marriage, I'm like, Igbo, I'm like, what's it? Marriage is not like a red flag for me. But I shall know that, by the grace of God, when I find my real husband, that the marriage will not be like a trap for both of us. And then we can be useful for God, useful for ourselves. Because people just have unnecessary expectations. You marry, both of you will still have your individual lives. So if there's something not aligning in both of you's individual lives, marriage will just increase that disalignment. So live your life, be happy. In the path of you fulfilling your destiny, on that same path, you will find your husband. And even if you feel that you are 37, you are 40, you've not found the husband, your life is bigger than marriage, because there's no marriage in heaven. And there are so many children that their parents have given birth to them that they need mothers, they need fathers. Perhaps God is raising you up to be a mother in Israel. Perhaps your destiny is bigger than being married. Although it's always good to be able to come back home and want to cuddle and do TLC and just have somebody dot over you. But it's not that deep. Because even somebody cuddle and dot over you, it's not as if you will not be on cloud 9 the whole day. You can actually do without it. But please, marry right. Don't be in a rush. Don't feel like life has left you behind. And then society, people are not thinking, and that's why you're not seeing. Scapegoats. No, it's not about looking for scapegoats. It's about looking for a way for all of us to collectively escape the trauma and pain that lead into this kind of degenerative behaviors, and not just say it's not just an individual issue, it's a systemic issue, and we're not thinking about it in a systemic and holistic way enough. And we are not having solutions. It's almost like we're waiting for the next calamity and the next person to punish. So as I was looking at this poem now that I want to present, I'm like, what title will I give this poem? I'm like, the death that we do not talk about, the unspoken death. Because most times we just get overly concerned about the physical death when the heart stops beating. But what about that woman that is already dead in her marriage? That her heart has stopped beating, that she's already dead, that every day she's just doing the motions like a zombie, waiting for when her physical heart will stop beating. But so I titled this poem The Unspoken Death. But although in the old poem I did not mention unspoken death, but this is the unspoken death. Sometimes when I sit to write about these things, my heart beats so fast when I think on these things. I collapse onto my chest to allay my fears. I do not want to be judged, but all truths have to be told. I open my mouth. I cannot find the words. It seems like a war. How dare you call cold-blooded mother self-defense? You are a moronic beast. But many are just running. Sworn friends who have become sworn enemies. She's burning. She's in hell too. How do I shake off this fire in my bosom? Truth be told, we are all complicit. We are all guilty. We sit and gloat giving opinions like the omniscient while we wait for the next. This is systemic, this is collective. We do not see because we do not think, and weary ourselves pointing fingers.